You had 3 good friends. Yes, sir. You have an amazing teacher. Yes. Who was that?
So, I'll have a good teacher for this.
Best teacher in school.
Yeah, I wish I had it. That is actually. You're up there.
I'm there. You want to be an engineer?
Well, no.
Do you know that's not going to be control over your graduation?
No, yeah, I understand. I got the best. What else? What else? What else? That's about it, actually.
You a baseball fan?
Those one. Those would not play if they did that.
They lost, but Tampa Bay lost, so that's good. Any good food yesterday?
No.
Hang out with any good friends?
No.
Do any good drugs?
Oh, yes.
Okay. You're right there. What's the legal age of marijuana?
Whatever you want.
21.
21? The legal age is 21. I'm not saying what age would you smoke it at. Not good as well. You were the first to come to mind when I was thinking of my edible sales.
Bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured you'd be like, my number one, customer.
Yeah.
Okay. If you need a minute or you want to, just confer with the foreigner, I want to take a minute now and talk to each other. Check to see if there's any.
Yes. Yeah, but on that, it would still be. Are there only? Whatever. I think we're right. Isn't it the lower one though?
It's the other way around. So I've heard so.
Wait,
Over into the other.
no, it's no, when you put 50 and then you put 50.
It's asking.
And then, so that's.
What you did was right, that too.
Like 1/25 made like that. It is the other thing. Yeah, what do you get for me?
All right, I'm gonna haul us all in here together, see what we got. I assume that prior to trade, Italy is producing 50 units. Ian, what did you have for Ed?
Italy is being efficient with their production,
Okay, why?
cause on their production line, they're all the way to the highest, they're at 50.
Are they on the production? Are they on the line?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, anything on the line is sufficient, because they are efficient in the production possibility program. All right, good job, Ian. Alex, which country has the comparative advantage in the production of perfume? Okay, so Alex, is this an input or an output problem? It's output. Are you guessing or you know?
I think it is.
Okay, do you know why? You're right. Do you know why? Huh? All right, guys, we don't laugh. We don't laugh. We help. Okay? Ted, could you explain why it's an output?
Output is we're working with the products they're making, whereas input would just be dealing with like the hours they put in.
So we're talking about 50 bottles of perfume, 2 pair of shoes. If they were saying 2 hours and 50 hours, it'd be an input. Okay? All right. So now, if it's an output, do you remember what we do with these numbers?
Yeah, I put 2 on top of it.
Okay, so then it's the other over. So you have 2 on top of 50, and then you have 5, right? And this is the lower number. Anytime we have the lower number, that gives us the comparative advantage. You want to specialize in your comparative advantage, and you want to export, meaning you want to trade those out. Okay. Okay. Any questions on that? Now, assume each country specializes in the production of the good in which it has the comparative advantage. All right. They're trying to ask you, is it a good trade or not, right? Anytime they do that, I try to get the ratios. Like this is 1 to 5, this is 1 to 25, right? And this is 1 to 10, right? Okay, I try to put those ratios up there. All right, now assume the good in which okay, so they're saying 5 units of perfume for 1 shoe. So France is going to trade shoes. Ronan, on its own, without trade, what does France get for 1 shoe? Right. See, the 1 to 10, they're going to get 10. So is this a good trade for them?
No.
No, because so what would be a good trade? Anything between this 10 and 25. Anytime you get in between the 2 ratios, that's a good trade for both countries. Okay, the 5 falls short, 40 would fall too much. Okay. Any questions on? There is a guarantee this is on that FRQ Friday. Is there any questions? I want you all to get it right. Okay. Do another practice one. And now, assume France and Italy are able to triple the production of shoes. Which country now has the absolute advantage? There's such,
France is still happening. So, absolutely.
and how would you explain that?
So if you triple Italy's, you'll have 6, but if you triple France, you'll have 15, so, but 15 is better than 6, so France will have 1.
Any questions on any of these? Who's in charge of prayer?
Let's remember that in most of God. And Father, and Holy Spirit, amen. Lord God, thank you for a beautiful day. Help us to continue out through the week, being positioned. Learn as much as we can. Thank you about this,
Right, press.
put these in our hearts.
We want to stay on the production possibilities curve all week. Okay. Prayed. All right, the motivation was when you guys rate 1 to 10, are you engaged? So we got that. We're gonna do some comparative and absolute today. Input as an applicant's head was explained how an input is to make the product. So how many hours, how many acres, how many workers? The output is when you're talking about the products we're making. How much perfume, how many shoes, how many shirts, how many hats. Now, how could you consume beyond the production possibilities curve? To say instead of 5 perfumes, we were trading for 15. So now you're getting 15 bottles of perfume for every shoe, where you used to get 10. So you got these 5 extra bottles of perfume for your consumers to buy. So you're not producing more, but the consumers have more. Someone asked me about tariffs. They're a tax on imports. So if Japan sells us steel, we tax the steel. Is it good for the US consumer? No, it makes Japanese steel higher. Is it good for the US producer? Yes, just it's easy to compete. We'll do that in macro, but someone asked, so I put it down. Any questions on any of these? Okay, ask questions. It's better to ask questions now than get it wrong on the test. Can everyone see this? Can you see this? On the back of your drill, let's do this one. All right, let's take it like it's a test. Here we go, Cardinals. I would. Yeah, but I would go 200 to 150. I just. Right, thanks. Okay. Okay, if you want to take a minute or so to talk to your partner, see if there's anything you're not sure of, talk it over, feel free to. You understand why? John. So right now, John without trade. Trade is for how many? Erica, how many donuts does she have to give up to get a cup of?
So what I like to do is I just talk about it. So yeah, so John, right? John introduced. No, because he had. Is or history. So if John put the ratio 1 to 2 1 to 3. How do we know?
Oh, it has to be with me. Look at that. What you said.
And B, West Laura.
Well, just for one of that.
And if it's all right.
All right, Sam, what do we got? Who has the absolute advantage of producing donuts and can you explain?
I said John because he's producing 200 donuts while Eric is only producing 150.
Okay, perfect answer. That's what they want, and that's good. Greg, what do we have for B?
Erica.
Okay. So Greg, is this an input or an output? Let's start, let's just start. It's an input or an output.
Output.
It's an output.
Yeah.
What's the formula for output?
Other over.
Okay, so we're doing, what are we trying to figure out? Donuts or cupcakes? Donuts, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the other is 100 over 200, right?
Yeah.
And then 50 over 150, right?
Yeah.
Are we looking for the biggest number or the smallest?
For comparable.
Right, so it's Erica,
Oh,
right?
yeah, this is, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes when I call on people, they get nervous. Erica has donuts, John has cupcakes. If I was explaining it, I'd explain Erica's opportunity cost is a third, John's a half. So Erica has donuts and she's gonna specialize in donuts. All right, now, one of the things I always do when they're asking about the good trade is I put the ratio. So 1 to 2. All right, so now I know if John's trading cupcakes, he needs at least 2 donuts for it to be a good trade, right? How many donuts is he getting? 4. So then Cross, it's good, right? Good trade. Right. Now, Cross, how many donuts is Erica giving up to get a cupcake without trade? It's 3. There is a 3 to 1. Is this a good trade for her? No. If they said to you, all right, first, is everyone good with that? Now, if they said to you, now design a good trade for both. Give you a minute to think. Because that's what I would put underneath that instead of drawing the production. Design a good trade for both. Right now, so she's trading without trade, right? But the balance is okay. Anyone? What's the good trade?
2 space at $5.
No, I mean, just gotta pick. Like 2 cup. What do you mean? 2 cups?
Can you trade 2 cupcakes for $5? Like it is,
All right, so give me 1 cupcake for
it has to be like 2.5.
2.5. Anything, any number you came, like you could say 2.1, anything between that 2 and 3, anything in between the opportunity cost would be a good trade for both. Yes.
So it can be a decimal even though you can't already trade like half of.
Yeah. Okay. All right, last thing, what are we doing here with the production possibilities curve? Jacob, what are we doing?
It shifts, the curve shifts upward, but only in.
So like, kind of like straight line, something like that. Arrow, and there you got it. Okay. Any question on this one? You guys are all good? Yes, sir.
Could you do some design a trade that would benefit Erica and John? Could it just be a 1 to 2 and a 1 to 5? Or do you have to, because like it has to be in between, right?
Right, so it'd be like 2.5 minutes.
Okay,
Because the ratio is 1 to 2 and 1 to 3.
right.
So it's gotta be in between them.
Mhm.
Okay? Anyone
Oh,
else?
you would trade. Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. Yes,
We're shifting the graph Will it stay straight or would it become bowed out?
Would say straight, okay. Kind of advantage, one's straight. Are you good, or
I get it,
you sure?
yeah.
Okay. All right, I left you space on the outline sheet, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's just do the first two. So you wanna, and the reason is, I looked at the test, and there's some multiple choice where they like give you like sentences like this, and then ask you questions like, what's the absolute, what's the comparative? We really haven't done it through sentences, so I wanna just give you practice. Let's do 1 and 3 to start, 1 and 3 to start, 1 and 3.
You said 1 and 3, right?
1 and 3, 1 and 3.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Anyone need more time? 1 and 3? You don't know. All right. Duncan. First, the Sarah and Megan, input or output question.
Output,
How do you know that?
because it's, products.
Huh? It's product, it's how many haircuts, how many perms, right? All right, I set up the chart using the information like this. It's easier for me. I have a lot of learning disabilities, so I gotta make things a little easier for me. Trevor, who has the absolute in haircuts
Megan,
and perms?
Sarah. Wait. Wait,
Sure.
I did it backwards.
It's okay, go.
Say the question again? I did it
Sure. Who has the absolute advantage in haircuts?
backwards. Sarah.
No.
Wait,
Guys, really, no laughing. All right. Where are you confused? Absolute
Oh,
advantage.
absolute is Megan, okay? Absolute is Megan for haircuts.
And perms?
For absolute is
Yeah.
Megan.
So Megan has them in both.
Yeah,
All right. Trevor, does that have any influence on the trades?
No.
No. Absolute advantage has no influence on trades. Okay? All right. Yes. For an output, Trev, for absolute advantage, we're always looking for the bigger number. For an input, we look for the small one. Okay? All right. That being said, Nathaniel, who has the comparative advantage for haircuts? I couldn't hear you. Yeah. Okay, let's just quickly do it. It's other over, so it's 1/2, other 2/3, a half is smaller than 2/3, so it's Sarah here and Megan here, okay? Who's gonna specialize in haircuts? Sarah. Any questions? I like to use the boxes. It just helps me see things more clearly. All right. Greg, we're moving to number 3, input or output questions. Input. Okay. Alex, do you agree? Input?
I didn't get that far, but yeah.
Okay. Why would it be an input? Because it's time. Okay. All right. That being said, Aaron, who has the absolute advantage in dishes? Huh? Kevin, because absolute advantage, when it's an input, we're looking for the smallest number. It's better to do the dishes in 15 minutes than 30 minutes, right? Who has the absolute advantage in vacuums? Kevin, right? Okay. All right. Good job. All right. Holt, who has the comparative advantage in dishes? Did you get this far?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's see. Holt, what's the formula for an input? It's other what? Other under. For an input, it's other under, okay? So it'd be 30, and then the other under 15, the other under, so it's gonna be 1/3 and a half. So it's gonna be Kevin for dishes. Okay? So remember, input on IOU, other under, output, other over. Now, if I was totally guessing, because I didn't know was it an input or output, I'm always gonna guess output. Because 9 out of 10 of the problems are outputs. But you should be able to figure out the input or output. Any questions on those two? All right, could we quickly do number 4?
Oh,
Yeah, go.
The comparative advantage, is whoever is the smaller ratio, right?
Always.
Just making sure.
That's okay. That's why I get paid very little money to answer those questions. Yeah. All right, just, everyone read it for 30 seconds. So I could ask you, is it an input or an output question? Okay, just yell it out. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's an output. Okay. What's the formula for output? Other? Over. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right. If you could fill out the white sheet, put it in the box, have a great day. If you're not comfortable, email me and set up a time to meet. Okay? Asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. You guys have a great day.
With this, if you want to.
Trev, keep track of the good things today so you can write them down tomorrow.